I think that the magazine is it looks professional and that. However, in terms of the horror magazine that's trying to convey, I immediately assume that it is a horror magazine because of the selling lines where it's trying to represent all horrors and that. It doesn't feel like the forms of convention of a horror magazine. It feels too trying to capture a wide audience, like Total Film, where it views general films everywhere and that. It just feels like that it's trying to get a lot of films as opposed to just specifying to one genre. I think that improvements that need to be made are the fact that the cut for the model is it's too rough. I know it's quite hard to do, but I think improvements that need to be made is trying to make it feel more like a horror magazine, and to what's his name, to make sure that the cut's a bit clearer and it just feels more like a horror magazine. Okay. I think the poster looks very I think it works well as a poster. It stands out and it does catch your eyes, and it does give that really ominous feel to it. However, I feel that it needs to be improved by making the title less cartoony. It needs to stand out more as a horror title, because at the moment it just doesn't feel right. It just feels too cartoony. Another problem is I think that the model in this poster looks too solid. If she was to look a bit more ghost-like, then it'd be more intimidating. But at the moment it just doesn't feel so intimidating. I think the trailer works on an element of suspicion and it really gives the suspense, but I don't think it feels like a horror trailer because it doesn't give you that rise which in atmosphere, which horrors tend to do. I think that the trailer gives that element of suspense, but just doesn't reach that point of horror where it makes you feel on edge. I think the most intimidating thing about it is possibly the location and the ghostly figure that comes through, but it doesn't seem to give that much of a horror type fear to it as a ghost. It doesn't make her look scary, especially with the music and that, where it's just on one level and it doesn't give a rise or just doesn't give suspense to it. I think improvements would be to try and make it feel more like the forms and conventions of a horror trailer, with that whole it needs to make the audience want to jump out their seat, and I don't think that any further footage can be done.